Before we begin this show, Civil Defiance, we want to make something perfectly clear. This podcast may contain material that is considered offensive, inaccurate, or legally questionable. Any commentary on the sitting executive, the administrative state, or recent animated television series is satire, opinion, hyperbole, and protected political speech. The views expressed here are solely the host's and do not reflect those of anyone else. Furthermore, due to the sensitive nature of the topics discussed, particularly those surrounding political figures and public scandals, this entire episode is to be considered fictional commentary and highly exaggerated interpretation of public events and media. If you are easily offended by truth, defiance, or cartoon analysis, please turn the dial immediately. We're Civil Defiance, and this is our show. Welcome back to Civil Defiance. I'm Otto Bismarck. Today we have reached a bizarre, yet inevitable, moment in the history of the Republic. The most accurate political reporting in America is coming from a cartoon. I'm talking about the long-running, crudely animated series that for nearly 3 decades has held a mirror up to the festering underbelly of American culture. Their recent output, the episodes currently airing in late 2025, have, in my opinion, ceased being mere comedy. They have become a form of hyperjournalism, laying bare the chaos of the Uni-Party with a terrifying clarity that no actual news network dares to touch. The episodes focus on an unnamed sitting executive, a familiar caricature, who presides over a chaotic White House surrounded by sycophants, demons, and cryptid figures. I contend that the show's deliberate absurdity is, in fact, the most true and accurate depiction of power in the year 2025. The Uni-Party's new narrative, the Antichrist arc. Look at the central narrative arc of the current season. The sitting executive is deeply involved with literal demons and is awaiting the birth of an Antichrist baby. Meanwhile, other powerful figures, including an unnerving technocrat archetype, are plotting to eliminate this coming demonic power in a bid for their own control. This is not a joke about the person of the sitting executive. In my analysis, it is a profound and terrifying commentary on the state of American governance. The show is stating, with a clarity few can muster, that the highest office in the land is no longer bound by mundane political interests. It is bound by demonic forces that represent chaos, corruption, and the complete destruction of institutional integrity. The fact that the Uni-Party's internal struggle is now being waged by cartoon figures who are plotting against literal satanic forces perfectly captures the psychological state of the public. We are so exhausted by the spectacle, so desensitized by the lies, that the only thing that makes sense is that actual hellish powers are running the show. The show suggests a shocking truth. The Uni-Party's conflict is no longer ideological, it is existential. The battle isn't R versus D, it's chaos versus a different kind of calculating, manipulative control, all of which serves the establishment in the end. The Uni-Party knows that as long as we are fixated on the chaos coming out of the White House, we are not looking at the administrative state that truly holds power. The sitting executive's chaos is a distraction, and the show captures that perfectly by making the chaos literally demonic. The crypto and collusion connection. Another central plot line of the current episodes involves cryptocurrency, political advisors, and mass financial scams. The show depicts a popular character's cousin heading to the White House to meet with a strategic advisor for cryptocurrency, only to find himself embroiled in a massive scheme where a new meme coin is used to screw a lot of people out of their money. I argue that this is the satirical depiction of the Uni-Party's financial collusion. It is a public record fact that powerful, wealthy political donors and operatives have been deeply involved in the recent disastrous crypto collapses. What the animated series does is take that complex reality, the high-level corporate fraud, the lobbying, the regulatory failures, and condense it into a single absurd moment of White House collusion. The cartoon is telling us what the news won't. The financial scams are not tangential to politics. They are part of the core operation. The political chaos is the noise, but the silent corruption, the money laundering, the insider deals, the use of a digital Wild West to fleece the public is the true engine of the Uni-Party. The brilliance lies in the conclusion. The cartoon characters involved realize, in a moment of dramatic confession, that crypto's just a money laundering scheme for the rich to get richer. This is the voice of truth, spoken by a cartoon in the face of the highest political corruption. The corporate media buries this truth in jargon. The cartoon screams it through a confession under duress. The crisis of the citizen archetype. Perhaps the most potent element of the current season is its use of the Stan Marsh archetype, the average skeptical citizen. In the midst of the chaos, the demonic babies, the crypto scams, the permanent political warfare, the Stan archetype expresses a growing wariness, stating that the local area has become too political and expressing the desire to go back to the way things used to be. This character serves as a cipher for the millions of Americans who are exhausted by the Uni-Party's endless culture wars. He represents the civil defiance fatigue, the point where the average person is so battered by the spectacle that they simply want to retreat from public life. The show's refusal to give Stan a simple, easy victory is the most honest act of all. The chaos continues. The political struggle remains dark and frightening. The ultimate message to the viewer is not a comforting, everything will be okay, but a chilling, there's just no really going back to the way things used to be. I believe this is the true and accurate depiction of 2025. The political climate is permanently altered. The Uni-Party has succeeded in weaponizing absurdity and spectacle to the point where the citizen archetype is experiencing profound intellectual trauma and a desire for a retreat. The animated series has recognized and validated this collective feeling of exhaustion and loss. A call for civil defiance, embrace the satirical truth. So why are these cartoons the only reliable form of political commentary left? They are not bound by advertiser interests. The creators have enough capital and autonomy that they can name the scam, name the hypocrisy, and name the collusion without fear of losing their prime corporate sponsors, a freedom no traditional news program enjoys. They use hyperbole as a truth serum. By exaggerating the current state to the point of absurdity demons, Antichrist, they cut through the sophisticated lies of the Uni-Party and reveal the emotional and moral rot beneath the surface. They make the unbelievable the point. They target the mechanism, not just the party. Their critique is consistently aimed at the process, the way power functions in D.C., the corporate influence, the hypocrisy on both sides of the aisle. They are an equal opportunity offender, which is the only way to effectively criticize the Uni-Party. The highest form of civil defiance in the current moment is to recognize the satirical truth being preached by the comedians. Stop looking to the news anchors, the agents of the Uni-Party, to give you an accurate view of the chaos. Start looking to the satirists who are brave enough to tell you that, yes, the political system is currently running on demonic energy and corporate fraud. If the sitting executive and the political machine can only be accurately portrayed as a literal hellmouth, then it is time to stop arguing about tax policy and start fighting the existential threat they represent. It is time to embrace civil defiance and build a system that is too boring and too transparent for the satirists or the demons to exploit.